Okay.
Hello.
Sorry, had to close out of something that popped up on the screen.
Welcome to Let's Talk Books, Unscripted. Or the cool kids are saying LTB.
LTB.
Unscripted.
I mean, you are.
Let's Talk Books. LTB.
But maybe now some of you will start to call
Yeah, the cool kids. Myself.
AKA
I'm
you.
a cool kid.
Check out my fun mug, by the way. It says book person. And it also has, oh yeah, you can see it on both sides. It's like a little smiley face. It's like on the inside on both sides of the mug. My mug is smiling at me.
Very nice. We have lots of book mugs.
Yeah, we do.
I'm drinking a kombucha. Just like last week.
Oh, and I'm having tea.
And as you can tell, my voice is back.
Yes.
If you're watching...
You can actually, you know...
Yeah.
So you sound almost back to normal.
Hey, Sally. Yeah, if you were watching last week, you could tell my voice was destroyed.
It's not good. Mm-hmm.
I actually didn't get it back fully until, I think it was Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So I lost my voice for like 4 whole days.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm glad it's back. I couldn't hit those high notes like I usually can.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to sing Wicked, and I was like, ah! I usually nail them.
We were like, please don't.
I usually nail those high notes.
Don't hurt yourself or any of our ears. Thank you.
So we got a couple things to talk about. We're going to talk about our book club book briefly, since we're meeting this Sunday.
Yes.
And we had some book mail come in the mail today from the Aardvark book club.
Yes, very excited.
So we have 3 books to show you. And then we have 2 topics we're going to briefly talk about. Oh, you would? Okay. What song do you think? La, 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 la. Okay, I gotta warm up. All right. I need a request.
Okay.
I lost my train of thought now. That was funny.
Do you want to talk about our book club book first?
Yep.
Okay, let's do that.
And then, yeah, I was saying we're gonna have 2 topics we're gonna briefly touch on. Since we haven't talked on a subject lately, so that'll be cool. So, if anyone is watching as part of our virtual book club, you are reading this book with us, The Last One at the Wedding. So the meeting is on Google Meet this Sunday at 8 o'clock. So it may be too late to join in for this month, but we do this every single month.
Unless you can read a book in a day or 2, or I mean, we still have several days, really.
You're right. I mean, it might not be too late.
But you'd have to get your hands on the book, of course, first. So
you can see our bookmarks. I am actually ahead of Katie on this book, which is hard to believe.
Because I have other books going at the same time.
So
I'm kind of letting him, get going with it, or even be done with it by the time I, start cruising through it. But I have it started at least, yes.
Yeah, I'm about the halfway point, and so far, it's kind of slow going. I kind of like the pace it's going, personally. I like where it's going. I can sense where it's going. Oh, you finished it. Nice.
Oh, good.
It was the first book you finished. Did you like it? Did you like it? I like it a lot so far. I think the ending's going to be bonkers, so don't ruin it for me. But I like where it's going, and there's just so many little things happening, and there's new characters being introduced. And every new character, I'm like, they're kind of... Every character is, like, suspicious, Yeah. Even, like, the main characters are suspicious, so I don't know what's going to happen, but...
Yeah, I'm excited to get further into it, but it's not because I'm not enjoying it. I'm just kind of intentionally letting him read it, because he doesn't get as much time to read as I do in general. So it's like, I know he needs to get this dialed in, and I'm a faster reader in general. So I won't have a problem getting it done, but I've been kind of focusing on a couple other books before I get back to it.
Yeah,
so.
But it's good. It'll be a good discussion, I think.
Yeah.
So far, people who've read it, I think they like it. It seems like people like it.
Yeah, overall.
Yeah, overall, people seem to like it.
Yeah.
Give 4 stars.
Okay. I say the rest of that. Disappeared. You were saying something about hidden pictures, and I loved that one. So I don't know what you were saying at the end there, Nicole, but I have heard, though, and I can already sense it myself, even though I haven't finished The Last One at the Wedding, that they're very different, though. That Hidden Pictures is more of a horror.
Yeah.
But also it's like a mild horror. I don't know, like, if that's a thing, but I mean, maybe it's just that I'm not bothered as much as...
You liked it more.
Okay, you liked it more.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I've heard they're very different. That this one is more like a mystery.
More mystery.
And and thriller, but maybe, I don't know, maybe a slow burn thriller then, which is difficult for me. Those are rough. Because when I hear the word thriller, I'm like, I want something like shocking to happen immediately on the first page, where I'm just like, okay.
Mysteries
like
tend to be slower. Mysteries are slower
because
so
I like thrillers more than
that's
I like
kind of
mysteries,
like the.
But no, I like his writing, and I loved hidden pictures, so I'm excited to get.
There's no pictures in this one except for the map at the beginning. There's a map.
Yeah.
There's a
Corey
map.
Still needs to read hidden pictures. It's really, really good.
Yes, I do. And we actually just bought
a different book.
We actually just bought his first book at our local bookstore this weekend.
We showed that on our beer book.
Yeah, it's called The Impossible Mission. Is that what it's called?
The Impossible Fortress.
Fortress, yes. And it's more of like a romance.
Yeah, it's like a coming of age, like first love story. It's not a thriller.
So very different.
This is his. It was his. Yeah, very.
So that was his first book, and then he went.
So that's kind of fun. So I don't
to
know how
a horror, and now he's on a
I'll
mystery.
get to it, but like that's I don't know. That's always really impressive to me when an author can write in multiple genres, like our friend Geneva Rose.
It was a good find, yes, our buddy. So yeah, that's the book club. Yeah, hope everyone can join in, and if not, hit us up for next month.
For the next one, yeah, we already have our book picked for next month, which I guess we won't start promoting until after we've talked on this one.
If you know, you know. If not,
but yeah, that was something we want to do moving forward too. Is that we're gonna have our books picked like at least like, I mean, we haven't picked them for the entire year, but to give at least a little bit of advance notice. So yeah, I think we'll have to actually make some picks for like March and April soon because we don't have those ones.
We want to be about 2 ahead.
But yeah, moving on to
so we got the book mail.
Really excited, and I think it's safe to make this announcement. It's just that you might need to give it a hot second to use the new code that we have with Aardvark. But I just heard back from them that Corey and I both are gonna be getting like all the books every month from Aardvark so that we can like promote them really well for you guys. And then, I'm going to have a code again. And I believe they'll make it Married Bookworms. So before it's been just like my Instagram handle, which is super long, and I've been considering changing it anyway. So Married Bookworms will be a little like not as many like letters to type out, when you go to check out. But if you have not tried them yet, I highly encourage you to give them a chance because you can get your first book for $4 with that code. You do have to be in the US, so I will say that. And it has to be like one of their most recent picks. So like you could pick out one of these books that I'm going to show you.
That's awesome.
I know, right? I'm so excited.
I know.
I emailed them asking if like we could just do that. I'm like, I'd be happy with even like 3 free books a month because that's the most that you can put in their boxes. But they're like letting us double up because they actually have 6 choices every month. So I don't know. I mean, they're not as, or they're a newer company than Book of the Month. So, maybe at some point they're going to eventually get bigger boxes and like be able to, or they'll decide to let you pick more books every month. I don't know. But either way, we're going to be able to get all of them if we want to. Obviously, we don't have to, but I'm like, if they're free, it's like, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it was a good email.
So yeah, it was a really fun email because I had just been like, hey, like in exchange for like some really awesome promotion, which, I do promote them, but I would like be, doing it even more. I'm like, hey, could we get some like free credits, whatever. And they're like, oh, and how about we set you up with a code for the rest of the year too? And 2
complimentary subscriptions for the year.
So it's very exciting because we talk about Aardvark all the time. So you'll be, hearing about it even more, but you should give them a try. I know many people are digital readers and maybe aren't big fans of physical book subscriptions, but obviously we love to have physical books at our house, and they are incredible, seeing as how I continue to want to partner with them. So the ones that I did pick out for January, so these are my our January picks. I mean, I showed Corey and I kind of just like picked for us because I did think one of them would be up both of our alleys, and that's this one right here. It's called After the Ocean by Laura E. Rico. I thought you said a different book that she wrote. No, they didn't have this one before.
Okay.
But she's the author of Familia. I've not heard of that book before. And I'm guessing then that's her only other one besides this one. Yep. Okay. This one's like super short too, which is fun. You know, we like the short books. I didn't look at the length of the chapters, but short book. And yeah, this is, I believe, a thriller or mystery. How do you find your way back when you've left yourself behind? Filled with emotion and intrigue in this compelling novel, a painful unsolved mystery for one woman's past resurfaces years later and sends her on a mission that will impact her family in ways they never could have expected. So yeah, looks good. I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, you said you were more interested in the
other
one. But I guess I did pick this one with you in mind.
They both look good.
And yeah, look at how incredible the binding is, and just like the color schemes. Ugh, I just cannot get over it. And if you have never touched an Aardvark book, I'm sorry, but you are missing out.
I know.
Because the dust jackets are incredibly soft, and then the actual book, it's like, it's so soft.
Sometimes I want to like
even describe.
I want to someday like line our bookshelf with just the naked books. Like, how nice would that look?
I know. It's very.
So we should do that sometime. I think it's just beautiful.
Eye candy for sure. The next one, then, I guess Corey does seem more interested in now.
That one
he's
looks
like
interesting.
Looked through all of them now that we got them. This one's called Cross My Heart by Megan Collins. She is also the author of The Family Plot. I have not read that one, so she's a completely new author to me. Just again, one of the many reasons I love Aardvark in the first place is because like tons of these authors I've honestly never heard anything about. So it's like they get put on our radar. And probably books I maybe like wouldn't have otherwise picked up if like Aardvark had not promoted it and been like, you should read this, and so. And
they're generally pretty good.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, there's definitely been a few that I haven't been like over the moon about, but I would say overall, like they've been really great reads for me. Yeah, and for you too. The little premise or the little blurb on the front here says she has his wife's heart, the one she wants is his. So this is kind of like a stalker vibes-ish kind of book is kind of what I think. She has his wife's heart, the one she wants is his. I guess the blurb is a lot longer here, but okay, so like kind of what they're asking towards the end here is, could Morgan have had something to do with his late wife's death, and can Rosie's heart sustain another break, or is she next? So this is a thriller.
Yeah, looks crazy. Love Aardvark too.
Hey, that's fair. Yep. Yeah, that's fair.
I know. So do we, but you know.
But you know.
No, you know. I know.
This is like incredible.
Yeah,
I mean, look at that. I'm obsessed with these colors.
Yeah.
They happen to be my favorite colors, so it's like perfect. Pink and purple. Very pretty book. So there's that one. And then last but not least, this one's big. This is a long one. Is The Reformatory by I think you say it Tananarive-Due.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Foil is perfection.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So this book they actually had as a choice. I don't know what month it would have been in 2024, and I didn't get it. It wasn't because I wasn't intrigued, but it was probably because I wasn't gonna fill my box that month, or I picked 3 other ones and then couldn't get a 4th one. So I always kind of regretted not getting it.
Yeah.
I love that you have 40 plus books on your shelf, because I don't even want to tell you how many we have that we still have yet to read. So actually, I think that's really good. Personally.
Yeah, we're not going to count.
Think about it.
I'd recommend it.
Oh, glad you're here. Glad you're here. Yeah, I think we were chatting on Instagram maybe earlier today.
Yeah, glad you made it. We have a fun time here.
Yes.
It's all fun. And books. It's all fun and books until someone gets hurt.
Like our bank account, maybe?
That's what
the one that would get hurt.
It's all fun and games till your bank account gets hurt. Fun and books.
Yeah. So yeah, I kind of had. The Reformatory. Oh, good to know. I'm definitely gonna put this high up on my
Yeah, I've heard.
TBR. I'm pretty packed yet with the rest of January, but I do plan on reading this in February. What happened is I got this book from the library, like kind of towards the end of the year last year, because I was having FOMO and I was like, why did I not get it from them? And they had sold out of it. So what was cool is because this got voted as like the book of the year with them, they were able to bring it back. So yeah, I got it from the library. I didn't get very far because I was like, maybe I'll listen to this on audio. So I started it on audio and of course got completely distracted by all of the holiday books and all that. So I'm excited to go back to it and then read the book physically. Yes, I thought you looked familiar and you had said you were going to be on tonight. So
thank you.
I gave her some book recs today on Instagram. We were chatting.
Nice. Were they good recs?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think so, but so they brought this book back, and what genres and themes are our kids interested in? Oh, that's a good question.
Are our kids? Oh, okay.
I don't know. Like our kids like have been. I did get a picture of them reading earlier though, which was awesome.
Yeah.
Like they've just been not as into reading lately as I would love to see. But no, our son really likes graphic novels for sure.
Like Dog Man.
Yeah,
and,
like the Dog Man
Diary
series.
of a Wimpy Kid.
Yeah, he's actually been listening to that on audio. I was able to find that for him through the Libby app, and so he's been liking to listen to that like when he's building his Legos or whatever. Like, so they know that I listen to audiobooks a lot, so he's been kind of asking if there's like any that he could listen to. So yeah. He's reading really well, so I don't want to discourage him from enjoying graphic novels, but I'd like him to move away from it a little bit so that he's getting more text on the page and fewer pictures. So, but no, we do have a big kids library. It's just we need to get them to actually be interested in books more. But
yeah, I wouldn't say there's a specific genre.
Yeah, I mean, because they're still pretty young yet. I mean, Ezra is 8. Our middle daughter, Hazel, is 5, almost 6. And then Annalie is 3, almost 4. But she likes her Frozen books. Like when I've gotten like books. Oh, yeah, maybe she would. Yeah, the Babysitter's Club. Yeah. Oh, I guess I didn't realize they had like graphic novel versions.
If you saw the thumbnail for this video, we usually...
Our kids are in it.
Our kids photobombed the thumbnail for this video, and we just went with it. We usually don't include them in the thumbnail,
just use it.
But it was pretty cute. It was pretty cute. So go back, look at the thumbnail, and you'll see the kids in the background, right here. And one of them is like doing some funny stuff. But
no, that's a good question.
We'll see as they grow. We're certainly modeling reading for them, so it's just a matter of time.
I feel like they go through phases too of like being interested in it, where they'll either read side by side, like if I'm reading my own book, they'll pick up a book, and then it'll switch to like them wanting me to read to them. So yeah, we're doing a couple of read alouds right now, but we just go slow through them because sometimes their attention spans are there.
Your kids are the cutest.
Thank you. Yeah, we don't share them a lot on social media, but I do have them present here and there, like in my stories on Instagram, and yeah, they're a fun bunch. Yeah. And they think our shenanigans are silly with like our reels and stuff. I feel like they're just kind of like, oh gosh, they're doing another one of these again.
They're good sports.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, good question, Laura. Thanks for coming back with the questions.
Thank you. Yes.
That one threw me off guard though.
I know.
I wish I had a better answer.
I know, because our kids are not next level obsessed with reading yet.
They're still fairly young. Yes. We just got it. We got to model it.
Yep.
We're modeling it well.
We're encouraging it. We have lots of books readily available for them.
Remember, reading is caught, not taught. See that?
I like it.
See what I said there?
Did you make that up yourself, or did you hear that somewhere?
I stole that from a smarter person.
But yeah, I want to show you the without the dust jacket here, the naked book, as Corey likes to say, for the reformatory, because they brought it back and it's a special edition and it is like stunning. So now I'm not so sad that I didn't get it.
It was worth the wait.
Yeah. He sees me do it. So again, modeling that behavior, I think he thinks that sounds fun, like to listen to an audiobook. Yeah, it is. It makes tasks more enjoyable for me.
Yeah, like doing homework.
Um,
If you can listen to a book while doing homework, you're like double dipping.
Yeah.
With the homework.
Well, and like, yeah, I guess he was asking if he could do it while he was playing with his Legos the other day.
So yeah, that's double the learning right there.
So yeah, that's this one. This is like, much longer book too. It's like over 500 pages, I think I counted.
Yeah. So that was the Aardvark books. It was a good mail. Yeah. The full.
Oh, you just got the ebook for the Reformatory? Yeah, it's I've heard excellent things, so.
Do they still have the special edition? Can you still get it through Aardvark?
I think so. So, like, what they did was...
Don't you think this would be worth $4? This book right here?
Oh, yeah.
$4
Sure,
if you sign up.
Yep.
But...
Because I can't guarantee that it would be a special edition, but I think it is.
And they did have some signed copies.
They had signed ones, but they like went like super quick. So I didn't order soon enough for it to be signed, but I believe all of them are still like this though, even if not signed.
So you could get this one for $4.
It'll say on like the app if you go on, they may say like up at the top that the special editions are gone, but I don't know. It's worth a look.
Oh, yeah. It's so heavy. I know, you're right.
Yeah, it is a big one.
I definitely prefer reading paperbacks myself, but...
I'm like an equal opportunist.
I mean, this is a good workout, though.
I know.
I mean, I'm very muscular already, so I don't need the workout, but...
Sure.
It would help me.
But yeah, I don't mind reading hardcovers, then I just love having them, especially for my shelves.
They're better on the shelf, beautiful. For sure. But you also need to read them.
Well, yeah.
And have them on the shelf.
I do. I think I probably read more hardcovers than you do.
And I gravitate
I don't
towards
know, it's just
paperbacks.
like, that's just how it happens sometimes. For whatever I choose
or soft
to read.
covers.
Soft covers.
Yeah.
Hardback. Hardcover.
Hardbacks
how do you
soft
say
covers.
Yeah. Paperback, soft cover. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
Yep.
If you're buying a book to own, hardback's where it's at.
They are more pricey, obviously, if you're buying them brand new. But man, if you can score a used hardcover though, which we just did,
we've been scoring some books lately.
It's like in pristine condition. That the Leftover Woman, that one. Yeah. And it literally looks like somebody just never even read it, really.
Yeah.
And yeah, got that one used in its hardcover. So.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
All right, are we gonna
Yeah, we're gonna
switch gears to a couple.
We're gonna switch gears.
Topics?
Do we have a couple topics to talk about? Half-price books. Yeah.
Yep.
We like HPBs for sure.
We do. I haven't been there in a little while, but I do like it there. They have a good selection.
We have one not too far from us.
Yep. So I guess not switching gears because we're just talking about books still, but not any specific books at the moment. But we wanted to touch on like how to fit reading in more. One thing that we hear quite a bit from people in our lives who aren't really readers is they say they're not readers because they don't have time to read. Yeah, or they just can't fathom like how I can read so much. Like when we have 3 young kids, for example. Yeah. Yeah,
so people are always wondering like, how do you read so much? Or how do you I don't have time to read. And like that's just I think that's just hilarious.
It's like you have to make the time.
Yeah.
It's like none of us actually have like all the time in the world, If you've got either a full-time job or your full-time job is being with your kids, like I stay home full-time, or just other life things, It's not like we all have time to just sit around and read all day, even though that sounds like the dream, but that doesn't happen.
You're right. Like I have definitely...
Less scrolling, yes.
I have definitely read while cooking. You're waiting for the oven preheat. You're bent over.
Yep.
And
it's all about priorities. Yep.
Katie's big one is reading in the carpool line.
I do that. I see so many people on their phones, like on the days when I
don't. Or taking naps.
When I don't. It's funny. When I don't use the carpool line, and it's a day when I either walk to get my kids, if it's nice enough out, or I can sometimes park down away from the carpool line a little bit, and then I get out and walk up to get my kids. So on those days, and I'm not in the carpool line, I mean, man, walking past so many cars and to see like so many people just hunched over their phones or like or napping. I mean, I actually closed my eyes recently too and just kind of put my head back. I was reading first, but then like closed my book and like did close my eyes for a few minutes.
Bring my kid.
Yes.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. You just. If there's an opportunity,
just like any opportunity,
even
if it's
like,
only for like a little
bit,
bit,
you're waiting in the checkout line at the grocery store. You got a book you can read, right?
If it's a long wait.
I mean, if I'm wearing my book pants, I'm gonna have a book in there. But yeah, it's obviously it's like if reading's important to you, you're going to make the time for it. You know, it's easy to say you don't have time, but like, is scrolling your phone important to you, or anything else you're doing?
Yeah.
One thing I did have a thought on is, what if you scheduled in reading time? You know, if you don't have time for it, schedule it in. You know, 30 minutes here, you know.
For somebody who's not me, who like just definitely doesn't need to schedule it.
But that's what I'm saying.
It'll
like,
happen. Yeah.
If you don't have time for it,
right.
Schedule in a time to do it.
Like have like an alert go on your phone that says like, oh, time to read.
You're right.
I don't know.
Or just commit to going to bed a half hour earlier so you can read, or waking up a half hour earlier. If you're a morning person, which you won't do. But
no, I stay up late. That's my bad habit, but I mean, I'm up reading, and reading is a good thing. But so that's another one that I joke about, but it is true. Is like I should say I don't not sleep. You know, like there's so many memes and like reels out there that are like, oh, how do you read so much? I don't sleep. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. I love that. Like that's something that stuck with you.
That's good.
So no, I do sleep, but I definitely don't sleep enough some nights. I will say that I push the envelope and stay up pretty late reading, but that's like the quietest time for me to read, and I'm not a morning person. So I choose to read in solitude when everybody else in my household is sleeping and it's nighttime and not the other way around. So that's how I get the majority of my reading in. Or it's like a night when we both want to read, and so we start earlier and read like almost right after we get our kids to bed. So then that like gives us bigger chunks of time to read. So yeah, the majority of my time is when my kids are not awake.
Like at night.
You know,
like, obviously. And I'm sleeping as well.
And yeah, I read longer after he goes to sleep because he's definitely an earlier to bed, an earlier to rise person than me.
I think I've heard somewhere that 20 minutes a day of reading equates to like 30 books a year. Something like that.
Okay. And
20 minutes a day.
I guess, yeah.
20 minutes a day of reading.
Yeah, I guess that's why I read in the hundreds, because I definitely read 20 minutes a day.
But I'm saying, like, if you don't have time to read, like, you know, so like 5 minutes a day would equate to like...
Yeah, it still would, you know, be a decent amount of reading.
8 books a year, which would be great, you know? So, be a good start.
Yeah, for sure.
Depending how long the books are, obviously.
And then I guess my other answer for getting more reading in, and I know we've talked about this before, is audiobooks. I know you've not ventured down that really full swing yet, or maybe you won't, and that's everybody has their personal choice there, or preferences. But it took me a while to even like try audiobooks as well. But it's been a game changer for me, because on days when I really don't like have the time, like because I'm home with my daughter or I have a play date scheduled, so I'm just like not home as much on a particular day, and I'm like, oh, I'm probably not going to get to like sit down and physically read like much at all, or like if at all. Then what's nice is like if it's a chores day, like today was like a very heavily, like I was doing chores for like a lot of the day, then I had an audiobook going.
But then you'll like get locked into your book and you're like busting out the chores.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, that's sweet.
No.
You know?
Yep.
I'm not gonna argue
You're
with
welcome.
that.
Yeah.
That's the double dipping we're talking about. Yeah.
My recs for getting into audiobooks. Okay, well, you have to pick the right book, yes. I guess you'd have to tell me if your like preference for an audiobook would be fiction or nonfiction. For the longest time, I was really strictly doing only nonfiction on audio, because I was worried that like if my kid came in and started talking to me and I didn't have time to pause it, or like, and I needed to, you know, like I missed it because I'm like listening to my child, or, you know, or if I just started spacing out even while I'm doing mundane tasks, and wasn't listening. That's what I was worried about.
Probably fiction.
Probably fiction. Okay. So yeah, I guess what I'm saying would be a moot point for you because you are open to fiction. But for me, it took me a bit to be okay listening to fiction because I was worried that like I could miss like a big plot point or something like that. But it's been okay because I guess I've just been picking the right books and I've been able to stay engaged. But yeah, I guess the ones that I would suggest right off the bat are ones that are like graphic audio where it's like it's different voices, like different voice actors like for the characters. So right now I'm actually doing like a reread or listen of Fourth Wing. So I'm on part 2 of Fourth Wing, and I'm still gonna try to like get Iron Flame in there before Onyx Storm comes out next week. So if you're into romantasy, that's a series that I've been really into, and it's excellent. It's so good. So if you've not read the physical book, you could actually just do the audiobook first. I mean, I've heard people say they liked the audiobook more than reading the physical book because it's just like a totally different experience.
It's like listening to a TV show.
It is. Yeah, so you could give it a try on audio. It's incredible. It literally has sound effects and like the different voices. I mean, you literally hear like dragon wings flapping and it's very entertaining. And it keeps your interest for sure. Another one I would suggest is Daisy Jones and the Six. I don't know if you've read that one physically, but it's one of my favorite books of all time. I literally recommend that book to almost anyone.
The Amazon series is great too.
Yes. Definitely watch the
series.
TV adaptation.
Excellent.
And we even have the music on vinyl as well. Like the music from it is incredible. More engaging. So I physically read Daisy Jones and the Six and was obsessed. And then everybody was like, you need to listen to it on audio. And again, it's like it's different voices and it just totally keeps your attention. And then I guess the last one I would suggest is the one that I just listened to very recently. And I think it publishes tomorrow officially, but I got to listen to an advanced copy of it, and that one's The Favorites by Lane Fargo. But now I'm going to be excited to go back and like read the book physically.
Yeah, we just got it.
But that one is very similar to Daisy Jones and the Six, so it's like not like what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know if I'm supposed to say it on here, but like drugs and rock and roll and that vibe in the 70s is like Daisy Jones and the Six, and music, so it's like a music related book. But then The Favorites it's got like the same vibe, like with the drama, there's drama and intrigue, but it's ice skating, and Winter Olympics. So if you're into any of those things, that was a really, really good story and very captivating, and I loved it on audio. So I guess those would be like my ones to, suggest.
And one that we both loved was In the Lives of Puppets.
Yes, that was
by
a good
T.J.
one
Klune. It is one narrator, but he does
the different
he does
voices.
All the voices. So that's the only audiobook I've listened to so far.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And that book's about robots. So this narrator is able to do all the voices of the robots, like simultaneously, and it's amazing. It's really good, really funny. That was a great audiobook. Yes. I actually switched from reading it physically to the audiobook due to time.
Yeah,
for our book club,
and he needed to finish.
But I'm glad I did.
Then he was able to listen while he was
working. It was just amazing.
So,
listening to that audiobook. So.
Yeah, there's a few for you right there. So hopefully that's helpful. But all very, very entertaining.
Yeah, not all audiobooks are just like monotone people reading books.
It really does. It depends on who narrates it. It really does. I've listened to some excellent memoirs. So if you did want to go down the nonfiction rabbit hole, it's amazing when the author themselves read it.
That's always great.
And if they have a voice that's easy to listen to.
Like Matthew McConaughey.
I did his Green Lights on audio. That was really good. I did Minka Kelly's memoir last year, and she has like a very like soft, like calming voice. So I wouldn't say it was like exciting, but it was like she kept me wanting to like listen to her. It was easy to listen to. Her voice is not abrasive, like it was
not annoying or boring.
Yeah. So yeah, that's just some tips right there.
Good question. Yeah, that was good.
And then what was the other thing we were going to touch on?
we're going to talk about our goals. Our goals for 2025.
Yes.
I guess we'll start with our reading goal. And then we've shared this before. Did you agree? Did you agree on a number of books you want to read this year?
Yeah, I set it for I think 145.
145.
Because I read 140 in 2024. Right. So I was like, I don't want to go too much higher. Play it safe. You know,
140.
Because I'm very competitive with myself.
That is a
so
fact.
I would be really genuinely upset if I like read fewer books this year than last year, which is like, I know it's not a competition. I mean, I think it's okay to compete with yourself. I think that's fine. But also, funny enough, one of my goals for this year though was to like not be so concerned about how many I'm reading and choose quality, other way around. Quality over quantity.
Yes.
So yeah, I think it's okay to still set a number goal, and it would be great if you reach it, but I need to work on not being devastated if like we do come to the end of 2025 and I've not met it, because you know, if I've read some incredible books, that's more important.
100%.
Even if it's not as many as I wanted to. So
quality over quantity is a great goal.
Yes. But I did set it for 145 books.
Yes.
And what was yours?
So my last year's goal was 12, and I ended up reading 21 books, which was excellent. So I set my goal this year for 24, and I'm hoping to get like maybe 30.
Maybe you could go a little beyond that.
Yeah. But I also like, I'm with Katie. I don't read as many books, but I finally want to read some of the books that I've been wanting to read.
Yeah.
You know, like
ones that we've both, because I'm guilty of that too. Yeah.
There's a lot of like,
to read that one for so long.
There's a lot of modern classics I want to read, like some books that I've had on my radar for a while, but then like all these new shiny books keep coming in, and they like distract me with their shinies.
Guilty. Yeah.
But so that my goal is to read those books. Like I got a lot of books that came out years ago that I've had on my radar and that I know are good, and I've heard people that I trust talk about them, and I'm like, I gotta read those books, plus the shiny books,
it's just,
plus our book club books.
It's not enough time in the day,
and
I'm telling you.
So my goal's 24, but I'm hoping to get about 30. 15, that's great.
That's awesome.
That's excellent. I mean, yeah, there's no wrong number of books to read a year.
Yep.
If you're reading, you're doing a great job.
Yes.
If you read one book, that's great.
That's great. That's better than what many people do, which is nothing.
Yeah. But I've shared this before. Yeah, I've shared this before. That the average person reads 10 books a year.
Yeah.
But that's average.
You were
I thought that was a great number, but that does put into average people like Katie, or we have people we know who read like 200, 300, 400 books a year. I can't
wrap my head around that one. That's for sure.
So I thought 10 was a good average. I mean, like, yeah, I think 12, like a book a month, that's a good goal. You know, if you're getting into reading,
yeah, for sure.
that's a good goal. You know, I'm going to go for 2 a month, then maybe a 3 month next year. We'll see. Yeah. But, you know, the idea is to set you want to have a realistic goal. Like we made a funny reel last year. I was like going to read for 30 hours a day or whatever. That was my goal.
And I was like,
I can't get it.
Yeah.
Because I tried for 36 hours a day last year and I couldn't get it.
Yeah. If only there were that many days, or that many,
and you're like, I don't think that's possible. And I'm like, well, not with that attitude, it's not.
No.
What about our other, we have other goals as well.
If you follow us on social media, I made a post recently, and it was more personal, but yet I had some joint goals. So, I mean, a couple of our joint goals are to
our YouTube
get
channel
monetized here on YouTube.
Our YouTube channel. We just hit 15. We just hit 1,500 subscribers on YouTube today.
That's exciting.
Today, so anyone who's subscribed today, you're you're a 1,500th subscriber, which was awesome. Because I just saw a memory from last year on Facebook where I was celebrating our 80th subscriber.
Wow. Okay.
I was like, please subscribe. I want to get to 80 subscribers. And now today we hit 1,500, which is great. It's excellent.
Yeah.
But So we hope to get monetized this
Thanks,
year,
Sally.
which is going to involve a lot of people watching our content.
So we appreciate all of you
Yeah.
who are
People
watching
who watch our lives.
our whole video, like sticking it out till the end is really helpful.
So we do this on Monday nights, and then we have another series on Friday nights that we post on Saturday called Beer and Books.
Yep.
It's similar but shorter.
Yep.
So like we need people to watch our videos, and then we could maybe get monetized.
Yes.
By the end of the year.
You need a crazy amount of watch hours.
You need a lot of watch hours. So we appreciate everyone watching.
Yeah. So that was one, and then another big one that we would love to see come to fruition is to start a bookmobile. So for the longest time, I've wanted to like have a bookstore. I mean, that would still be ideal to have like an actual brick and mortar bookstore. But we thought, how fun would it be to have a bookstore on wheels? It'd be like a food truck, only books. And I do think that that would do really well in our area specifically, and there isn't one yet. So it'd be really nice if we could, beat other people to the punch there, if there's anyone else thinking about doing the same thing. So it wouldn't we wouldn't have any like competition, like if we were to get this going pretty soon. But yeah, I think we want to find like an old camper, maybe.
Yeah.
Is maybe the vibe that we're going for.
I read 61 books.
And you set your goal for 24? That's awesome.
That's really
the rest
good.
of your comment disappeared, unfortunately. Oh, thanks, Sally. Yeah, I've seen them, or seen accounts that talk about having one, and I just am like, that sounds like so much fun. So we would have to totally gut the inside of a beat up vehicle of some kind, which would be a big project, but fun, and we could do it.
An old camper that we could drive.
Some help too.
And we will need help from all y'all to help us come up with a name for it.
Yes.
So we live
we
live in a very hip city with a lot of festivals,
events
and our live music scene around here is huge.
Yeah. Just
so
lots of opportunities.
There's a lot of places we could park it. With the right permits and stuff, and
so that's
sell books.
Be a tricky part of it too, but it's something we really want to be serious about finally, because it's just been like a dream, or like something like, oh, that'd be nice, we could do that, but we would love to see it happen.
And it'd be strictly used books. We'd have a small kids section, but all used books with just like a single price, like $5 for paperbacks, and like $8 to $10 for hardcovers, and we would just keep it stocked with books, and people can shop them and be happy.
We would be, making sure we announce on social media, like where we're going to be, like what events and what time we'll be there, and kind of get the word out that way. But we're going to kind of start shopping around for...
That's our big goal, yes.
For a vehicle. And we think it would be really fun to include the kids. I don't think we'd bring them for every single event that we would set up at, but maybe for some of them, and they could help, and put books in a bag for a customer if they wanted a bag, and just have a little family business. So you can be wishing us luck on our endeavor or praying about it for us, but we have intentions of making that happen this year, and it would be nice if it could happen in time for summer specifically, the nice weather.
It's pretty quick,
but there's some,
you never know.
Some things that we definitely have to figure out first on the legal side of things, and like Corey said, getting permits to be able to park in places,
and then finding the right camper or ambulance.
He had the idea of getting an old ambulance, and it would be
called book emergency.
So that could be cool too.
I mean, you never want to get in a spot where you don't have a book.
You don't have a book. I mean,
that's a book emergency.
Awful.
I actually did see an ambulance for sale on Marketplace.
I was what? And when he came home and said
and
that.
And that's why I had that idea. It was a 1990 ambulance.
So I don't know. We'll see.
That was funny.
So that's another big one. I'm trying to think of some of the other ones that I had on there. I would like to grow my following on Instagram too, or grow our following. on Instagram, and get some more like partnerships, you know, like being able to partner with Aardvark has been really cool. And just kind of get some other ones that I can promote a lot on Instagram, especially, and here on YouTube. Broken Harbor by Catherine, what is it, Cowles?
Oh, nice.
I've not heard of that before. To tell us about that one.
We'll check that one out. Yeah, what's it about?
But yeah, so those are just a couple. I don't know if you have any other specific goals for yourself. Or not really? Okay.
I think one of mine is, because I actually don't read every day. There are days where I don't read, and I think one of mine is to at least read something every day.
Yeah.
Because I have times where, like, when I read, I'll read like a good chunk.
Then there's there's
days where I don't, because
reading at all. Yeah.
I honestly do my best reading in the afternoon. And I don't read well at night. I can. There are times where we read at night.
Right, and it's especially if, like, right after the kids go to bed.
But, like,
that's when you have to.
My best reading time is in the afternoon. Like, I get home from work and I just read. And, like, it's nice and bright in our room here. We got windows all over.
But that's not always feasible. So that's why, like, his preferred time doesn't always happen for him.
So a big goal is to read at least, even if it's just a chapter, but to read every single day. Because I know you definitely do that. That's not an issue for me.
Yeah.
But
not an issue.
There are days where I'm very tired from work, or I fall asleep, or like I'll.
Oh yeah. Sometimes he'll fall asleep down here.
Sometimes I bring my book upstairs, and Katie sees me, and she comes up to check on me, and she's like, "Did you read your book?" I'm like, "No."
It's more like an emotional support book.
I was like, I had good intentions to do it, but I just I'm too tired, you know. And I honestly, reading when you're tired is not a good idea because you don't remember it.
Well,
you know?
Yeah, it's like then you have to go back and
if you're forcing yourself to read at night and you're not even what's the point? You know, if you're not remembering what you're reading, you're not consuming it. Then what's the point? But like when in the afternoon, like I'll be drinking a coffee, I'm like locked in,
dialed in.
Yeah. Yeah.
And see,
she could
can't
never
physically
do it.
fathom that. It's just like part of. It's just like so habitual for me that like I literally I wouldn't even be able to go to sleep without reading, even if it's like you said, just a little bit. Because there are some days where it's been a crazy long day. I've had zero time to sit and read a physical book or even listen to an audiobook, and then I'm like craving like getting to at least read for a short period of time, and it's like,
but then you're like falling asleep,
right? So I mean, yeah, there are days where I've barely read, but I've at least like read a chapter or like a few pages. There have been times that I despise not being able to like get through an entire chapter. Like it just drives me crazy. But there have been nights where I've been so exhausted that I can't keep my eyes open, and I'll tell Corey the next morning, I'm like, I read like 3 pages. And it killed me. And you didn't remember to like have to stop, but I was like falling asleep.
Yeah, I don't know if I could. I've considered. I don't think I could get up early. I don't think I get up. I mean, I probably could, but if I got up earlier and read for like 50 minutes before like I get ready for work.
Yeah.
But this is also like goes into like just fitting it in somewhere, you know, like.
But you're also up early enough. You go on the laptop.
You're right.
So instead of doing that,
I'm wondering if I could like focus.
Yeah.
On reading at that point, because afternoon's my time.
Yeah.
It's my jam. Like the other day, Katie brought me Starbucks, and I was reading. I was just locked in.
Yeah.
You know, it was just like I was in the zone.
It's a good moment for him.
I sit like in the corner back behind Katie is in this chair, and like the sun. It's a great room. This room has all windows, so I'm just like it's amazing. Birds, I can like bird feeders. I can see the birds. It's just
it's pretty awesome.
So that's my goal. I think that's a good goal for me, just to read something every day.
Yeah.
Because I definitely could get further then, you know. Because there are days where I'm like, I'll just read for like a bunch, you know, in one sitting.
Yeah. I know. I like those times when I can like knock out like
100 pages.
However many pages in one sitting. That's ideal.
Yeah, but you can't do that every day, so you gotta squeeze it in.
It's not possible every day.
But
yeah, I guess I could share a couple more of mine, and then we can say see you until next.
We're at 50 minutes.
That's about right though for this.
We like to keep this about an hour.
For like an hour.
We try to keep this about an hour long. So if you have any questions for us, let us know, or you want to share your goals.
That would be great. Yeah, I'll share a couple more of mine, but then keep we'll try to catch.
Or maybe how you did on your last year's goal.
Want to share yours? That would be awesome. Yeah, another one of mine is that I want to read more thrillers this year because. And I guess I don't know why it's a goal for me, but I think it's because I was a little sad that I didn't read as many last year. And that's it's been my go-to genre for a really long time. And it's okay to obviously shift away from that. A certain genre doesn't have to be your favorite forever. Sometimes you might go through seasons where you prefer a certain genre over another, but it was interesting to see what I read most of last year.
Yeah.
I read more romance than any other genre, which is great. I love a good love story. But I love my thrillers, and I think I was just kind of even disappointed in some of the ones that I did read. I just was like, I just need some better thrillers, I guess. So I'm hoping that this is the year where I'll be picking up more that I'm genuinely enjoying.
I mean, we own lots of thrillers.
We have lots of them
that we need to read.
So I have options.
And Aardvark will just keep pumping them out too.
They always they like to deliver on thrillers specifically. So that was another one for me. I just would love to find some maybe better thrillers overall than what I was finding last year.
More books. More like 70 books.
Yeah. Oh, celebrity memoirs. Ooh. Yes. And I did share a couple earlier, like the audiobooks that I did. So yeah.
Crying in H Mart.
Yes, that's a good one.
That'd be my one rack.
Yep, and he read it physically. I did that one on audio, and that was an excellent.
They're good either way. Good either way.
Yep.
Excellent memoir.
Yeah, for sure. And then I guess one other one for me would be utilizing the library more because we have a ton of books already, so technically we could not buy a single book this entire year, like a new one, or even go to the library and still be completely set. That's how many books we have.
Yeah, we should count our TBR.
But let's face it, there are going to be times when, yes, I would like to read something that I don't currently have in my house.
What is your guess? What is your guess for how many books we own?
Yeah, you should just take a wild guess, and then we should report back.
I'm asking you.
Oh, you're asking me? I thought you were asking them to guess. They could ask.
I'm trying. I have to need time to think. How many books do we own that we haven't read yet?
Yes. I'll say you can't count the ones total because we have some that are read.
How many books do we own that neither of us have read yet? I mean.
Oh, it's well over 100 for sure.
I was thinking 250.
No, because I don't know about that.
Maybe we gotta count and get back to you guys.
I know. It's gonna be embarrassing. That's all I can say. Yeah.
No, is it?
It's a lot.
320.
320.
I mean, because I'm just looking. Both these bookshelves behind us are both unread books.
No, we've been kind of cheating a little bit because you've kept a couple down here that you have read that I have not.
You're
yet,
right.
Because I would still like.
That's
to
a couple
read it.
though.
So, but I would say the majority of the books down here, yes, neither of us have read, and they're full bookshelves.
You're right. And then we have a rotating bookshelf in our other room that's the same, and then we have books up in our bedroom
that we've not read.
So we do up in our upstairs. We do have a reading nook, and all the books up there are books we have read, and it's about 1 1/4 bookshelves full.
No, because see, then it's a similar situation here. There's a lot in that reading nook that you have not read.
Yeah.
So it's kind of we have things a little mixed up, but every single book in the
has been read by one of
us.
I've
read,
yes.
But yeah, it's funny because I feel like people are concerned when they watch our reels sometimes because they think that, Corey only has this one bookshelf right here. He needs another bookshelf. And I'm like, oh, don't worry. We have others. We have books in other places. You just don't see it all the time. Because
I've got books in all places.
There you go. You can hear him singing. Not Wicked, but.
Okay.
But yeah, we have another. I mean, you can see it behind us right now.
Yeah,
but
and these are lit. You can see they actually have lights on them. We just got these this summer.
Yeah, from somebody on Marketplace. They're really nice.
And there's actually end caps that go on the ends of them. It's supposed to be one big bookshelf, and then there's end caps that also hold books.
But we sadly do not have a large enough wall space
in
our
live
home.
in a 100-year-old house, and there are no walls. There's one wall big enough to hold that bookshelf, but it's where our couch goes.
Mm-hmm.
So
like we can't put it completely all together, which is a bummer because it would look really nice. But.
Yeah, it's got these little like angled end caps that you can put books on. Like, you could display books like forward. It'd be cool. We gotta do it sometime. But we literally have no wall space because our house is all windows and
it's
archways.
A really cool house, but we just
there's just nowhere to put
a
large bookshelf.
Right
It looks nice.
It does look nice.
It's nice
here, they're like flanked on.
I was kind of sad thinking about how we can't do that though. Ooh, house tour, please.
I know. Maybe we need to do like a video, like a separate video.
We have shown this room,
but not like
in a tour, and then we have shown our book nook in a tour.
Separate videos.
We've never shown our whole house just is like in our reels, ish. But
yeah,
we could do a tour.
We should do that.
We could do a tour
because I feel like there's so many people that are, I think, concerned. I'm like depriving you of book space. I don't know. Like whenever you make a joke.
This
about,
is
like,
just the filming bookshelf right here.
Well, we've got to stand somewhere, right?
That's
it's like we can't be in however many different places at once because our books are kind of scattered in different areas. Right. But I'm like, oh, don't you worry. We have tons more where that came from.
The comment section is hilarious.
Oh yeah, it really is. If you ever want to be entertained, just go through and read our comment sections on some of our videos. Sometimes it's negative comments. I would say it's mostly positive.
They're mostly nice. Book people are awesome.
But yeah, I think that's it for now.
That's it. Yeah.
We blabbed enough.
That was a lot of blabbing. Should we like show a book or something? We don't feel weird.
I don't know. What do you want to show?
Yeah, let's just show. Why don't you show? Here's your book.
The favorites. Yeah. So I mentioned this one. It, I'm sure, is excellent physically. I want to get to this one in February. Okay.
We can show that one.
So we'll see if I do, but I would like to. And I did listen to it on audio, and it was incredible. But yeah, it has an absolutely stunning cover. I love it, and the back is really cool too. It like shows them like in shadow up here. So the favorites, and then this book. This author actually reached out to me and asked if she could send me a copy of her book. I'm like, absolutely. I don't always say yes, like when I have people reach out to me, just because if I feel like I'm buried underneath books, which let's be real, that's most of the time. Yeah. But if it sounds really, really intriguing to me and I'm like, I do think I could get to this like sooner rather than later, or I would like to. Because I also don't want people to send me something and then I'm just gonna like set it on my shelf and forget about it for like forever, because I feel bad about that. So I'm like, if you only have so many copies to send and somebody else is like way more excited to read it or can read it, then I will, occasionally turn people down. But yeah, she seems like, I don't know, like I'm surprised she's not more well known, or maybe she just isn't on social media, like doesn't have a crazy
I feel like
yeah,
Sally,
yeah. Yeah, I don't say yes to everyone. So yes, I was happy to say yes to that reach out. So I'm glad you reached out to me.
We love Sally.
But this book is called How to Sleep at Night by Elizabeth Harris. I don't know if she has other books or not. But I'm thinking not. I want to say this is her debut novel. And this is what it looks like. It's a really cool.
It's a nice looking book.
It's a really nice book. It's like a hardcover. It's a completed copies. This isn't an ARC. Looks like it's pretty short. What does it say? A witty and whip-smart novel about love, marriage, and family ties stretched thin by ambition. So it's kind of like political, which I know can be like a polarizing thing for sure. Especially since we just had a crazy
it sounded good though,
election season and all that. But I mean, yeah, I just think it's gonna have some deep, like hard themes. And yeah, I think it revolves around like 2 different marriages, 2 different couples. But it looks really, really good. So I'm excited to get to it sooner rather than later. I love that she reached out to me specifically and just like asked if she could send it my way. So I feel like it's incredibly kind when I can get gifted copies from people. So
I mean, who doesn't love book mail?
Yeah, I mean,
if you're gonna get mail, and I'm a mail carrier, trust me, I know about mail. But book mail is the best mail.
Yeah.
If you're gonna get mail, it should have a book inside.
100%.
And not a bill.
Not a bill. We don't like those.
I've never heard that joke before. You can keep the bills. Yes, thank you.
Okay, now we can be done.
That's
showed
it.
A couple,
we showed a couple more
books. Yeah.
We're almost at an hour of watching, so thank you to everyone who watched.
Yeah.
Remember, we do this every Monday night at 8 o'clock Central Time.
Tell your friends if you like our content and you think maybe other people would want to tune in. We're appreciative.
And if you want to go back and watch our previous episodes,
I was gonna say, of course, if
would
you
be
can't
excellent.
tune in live, then
yeah,
we have a good time.
Hopefully, we see you next week. It's fun, yes.
But yeah, if you can't tune in live, obviously you can always go back and watch it later.
A lot of people watch on the replay.
Pop up, you know, later. We of course love it when people can tune in live. It makes it a little bit more fun and interactive.
Good interaction today. I appreciate the interaction.
Yeah. Otherwise, we just interact with
each
other,
like
which is fine
it's like a competition if we can read it in time. It's like,
all right, like you see us leaning close.
Can you read it?
Oh, then it disappears.
You missed it. I don't know why it disappears. I don't get that. Maybe we gotta fix that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love you too. Thanks for tuning in, Sally.
Sally watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sally. You're amazing.
But we will catch you on the next one. We will be back, I guess, before this to do our shorter version and
find time to read. You know, if you gotta read while boiling water, just be careful.
Don't hurt yourself or your book.
Don't hurt you. And like the book we got from the bookstore, it looks like it got dropped in the toilet or something.
It's really sad looking.
Or like a whale jumped on it or something. All right, we're out.
See ya.
Bye-bye.